Hey guys, John Jr. here, bringing you guys another UPBA video, this time for week 3 against Trog and his Brooklyn Venonets. He is 0-2 and we are 1-1. We are looking to get a big dub here this week, but before anything else, please check his link out down in the description below. It will be the first thing below when the battle actually starts. And before anything else, I know I already said that, but before anything else times 2, please be sure to answer the question of the day down below. Team builders or no? Team builders take a significant amount of time, and I've been looking at my analytics, and only like 10% of people actually watch the team builders. So I want to know your guys' opinions. Do you guys want me to do these team builders, or do you guys want me to just go over the team briefly before the match actually starts? But with all that being said, this is going to be another post-com. I didn't really have time to do a live com again. It's still been kind of hectic getting settled back into the summer with graduation week, but next week should be a live com, I hope. I still haven't played next week yet. I'm recording this on Thursday, and I'm only available Sunday, so I really hope that I'll be able to live com this one for you guys. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the team builder, why I'm bringing what I'm bringing. So honestly, Trog's team is probably one of the scariest teams I've ever had to prep for, or at least the matchup is one of the scariest that I've ever had. You can ask Jason and Brody, Odds and Diet Tight. They helped me prep a little bit, and this was the most frustrated I have ever been trying to prep. His team is Salamence, Raikou, Porygon 2, Vaporeon, Drapion, Golurk, Mega Mawile, Imbor, Celebi, and Tornadus. His Z-Mons are going to be Salamence and Drapion. And his team on paper, it doesn't look that scary, but I guess Dragon types just give me so much trouble because Salamence literally gets a Dragon Dance up at any point and it just wins the game. And that was so frustrating to try to prep for, and this really makes me want to make drops on the team. I'm probably thinking about dropping Volcanion for another base 100 or above Mon, because we really need a Mon that can be able to Scarf, outspeed things like Charizard X or Salamence or I almost said Dragonite, but you guys know what I mean. Like, we don't have anything for those Mons, and I sat on this team for 2 weeks and I had one Pokemon. I had Diancie the entire time, and that was the only Mon that I was actually able to put down on the sheet confidently, and then the rest were just kind of things that followed. So this was probably the hardest time I've ever had building for a team, in all honesty, and I had to play very aggressively with how I built. I built really aggressively, and I had to play really aggressively for it to do well. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. So the first Mon we do have here is going to be Diancie. Like I said, this was the one Mon that I thought did really, really well in this game. I do believe it outspeeds everything that is not Scarfed, minus the Raikou. We have enough speed to outspeed actually, we might not. No, we don't outspeed Tornadus either, but I don't really see him bringing Tornadus, and if he does, we can just, I mean, Rotom kind of walls it anyway, so whatever. But we have Sub, Calm Mind, Earth Power, Moonblast. A sub target is going to be Porygon 2. We can sub and Calm Mind on that thing absolutely all day, which is phenomenal. We can live a +1 Mince EQ in regular form, and then we can blow it back with a Moonblast, and we can outspeed the Salamence with the speed investment. We dump the rest into special attack with enough, or with the remaining 4 in special defense. Moonblast hits literally every Pokemon that's not Mawile for at least neutral damage, I do believe. Yeah, because his poison type is Drapion. And then we just have Earth Power for the Mawile, which usually has a pretty good chance to knock it out in one hit, which is awesome. The next one that we are going to be bringing is going to be another Defensive Crook variant. I think Defensive Crook does really, really solid in this game. Just having the ability to knock things off, to click EQ, like, his team's honestly pretty weak to that. And I meant to have Foul Play instead of Roar, because George suggested that, but I forgot about it until I got into the match. So we are rocking Roar to try to roar out the Salamence. Foul Play would have also been phenomenal to be able to knock it out if he did Dragon Dance in our face, but we do have Rocks, because Rocks honestly do pretty solid late game against this man. We have Leftovers for longevity, and we have a really nice John Jr. EV spread here. We can live 2 HP Ices from the Raikou. I'm not sure if that's Life Orb or not. We can OHKO the Imbor if 0 HP, and we put the rest into defense. We can outspeed the max speed Mawile and Imbor, and that's the set that we are rocking with. Knockoff plus EQ hits basically everything. Roar for the Salamence. And guys, just the goal here is to not get swept by Salamence. I don't think there's another Mon on his team that scares me absolutely like a ton, except for Salamence, and we just kind of really have to be careful about that. We can intimidate Psycho with Crocodile. We've really got to play very aggressively around this Salamence. Our next Mon here is going to be the Volcanion, and we are actually rocking a set to beat basically every Pokemon on his team. The only Mon that we can't really beat on his team is Salamence if he has Sub, but if he has Sub, he doesn't really have the move slots to hit everything. He kind of needs Dual Stab plus EQ and then Dragon Dance, or maybe just Dual Stab, Dragon Dance, Roost. I do not think he has the privilege of running Sub, but if he does, I think we break Sub with Steam Eruption anyway. But we're rocking Sub Toxic, that it does allow us to beat Vaporeon one-on-one. It could be Roar, which could be kind of annoying, but other than that, we kind of do beat it one-on-one. And Steam Eruption plus Fire Blast literally hits every single Pokemon on his team for at least neutral damage, minus the Vaporeon, which we do have Sub Toxic for, which is phenomenal. We have enough speed to outspeed Jolly Imbor. We can guarantee Oko the Celebi, and then we dump the rest into defense. I don't know what our defense is for. I didn't write that down. That's weird. We probably can live a Salamence EQ at +1 or +2 or something. I'm not sure. And then we dump the rest into special attack, and that is going to be our Volcanion. I almost said Vaporeon. Our Volcanion set. Next up here, we are going to rock out with Spin Cycle. We are rocking the Wiki Berry, Reflect, Volt Switch, Hidden Power, Ice, Defog. I really felt like we needed Hidden Power Ice to kind of prevent the Salamence to just click buttons in our face. If he does want to attack us with a Z move initially without clicking, Dragon Dance, then we do have the Wiki Berry to kind of put us back at full health. Then we click Reflect and we're in an alright position. And if he just wants to click Dragon Dance and we get that Reflect up and we're in an okay position, he'll blow us down to where the Wiki Berry brings us back up, and then we can kind of kill him with 2 HP Ices. Probably. I don't know. Like, Salamence is so difficult to prep for, man. We can take a +2 Dragon Claw after 2 layers of rocks, Reflect over Willow because of Imbor. I want Defog, but I didn't really think I could fit it. I kind of also wanted Toxic. I thought Toxic was going to be really nice, but we had Toxic on a lot of other mons, so I just ended up going with Defog, especially because Scolipede, you'll see in a second, is going to be our win con there. Other than that, we put the rest in Spadef, and it's a pretty standard set as far as the EVs go, but we really need this mon to try to help Wall Salamence. Next up here, we are rocking out with a Shuka Berry Perfection, Ice Punch, Earthquake, Bullet Punch, Toxic. Toxic for the obvious switch in into either the P2 or the Vaporeon. Ice Punch for the Mints as well as the Celebi as well as the Tornadus. Bullet Punch for priority to help kill either Scarfers or the +1 Mints if it gets down to it. And then Earthquake, I believe, is there to hit like the Imbor plus the Mawile. So as far as our EV spread goes, we can outspeed a 0-speed Mawile. Actually, I think that was outspeed a max speed Adamant Mawile. I don't know why I put 0 speed. We can live a +2 Adamant EQ from the Mints with our Shuka Berry, and then we put the rest in an attack, I think? I'm pretty sure, and that's going to be the set that we are rocking with. We also have Shuka, which can help with like Drapion EQ, Golurk EQ, Imbor EQ, I guess, Celebi Earth Power, like... Honestly, Shuka is just a really good item on Metagross this game, and I'm really hoping Metagross can put in the finest this game. And lastly, we do have our win con. Scolipede can kind of win if we get a Swords Dance up and we get a little bit of chip on everything. Swords Dance, Mega Horn, Rock Slide, Earthquake hits literally every Pokemon, but we do have to go max in order to outspeed the Tornadus, because that could actually matter. If we get a Swords Dance up, we are Expert Belt, so with the Expert Belt, we do have a good chance to OHKO like the Salamence with our Rock Slide. We have a good chance to OHKO like Raikou with the Earthquake. We have a good chance to OHKO a lot of Pokemon. We do have to whittle down the Porygon 2 and the Vaporeon. Those are the 2 mons that are super scary for this mon to deal with. But if we can whittle those 2 down, John Jr. might just be able to win this game, which is awesome. And he'll probably be expecting a Speed Pass variant, I would imagine, because you always have to prep for that when that's allowed. So I'm really liking this Scolipede set. And honestly, other than that, like, I don't like our team at all. I really don't like the matchup. This was one of the most frustrating matchups to prep for, and I'm definitely going to have to make some transactions at some point in the season to get us some good Scarfers. But with all that being said, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and hop into this match. Okay, guys, so we are connected here with Trog, and you can see that he did end up bringing the Mawile, the Celebi, the Vaporeon, unfortunately the Salamence, the Imbor, and the Porygon 2. So as far as the lead matchup goes, Volcanion beat everything one-on-one. Like, Volcanion had a perfect lead matchup. If he led Mawile, we could just click sub. If he led Imbor, we could just click sub, because he would obviously switch those 2 Pokemon out, or we could scout for Scarf Imbor, because I don't think Wild Charge ever killed Volcanion, even if he was banned, because Volcanion's stupid bulky, actually. If he led Celebi, then we can just kind of click Fire Blast. If he led Vaporeon, we'd click sub. If he led P2, we'd click sub. Like, Volcanion honestly had just the best matchup, lead matchup I've ever seen in my life, so we are going to go ahead and lead that mon, whatever he wants to lead. We are going to be matched up pretty nicely against it. Even if he leads that Salamence, we're going to click Toxic, and if he subs on us, ooh, we're in a little bit of a predicament, but he is going to go ahead and lead the Mega Mawile here, as we, like I said, are going to go ahead and lead the Volcanion. Like I said, I am going to click sub because we are guaranteed faster than this Pokemon, and I'm not sure what he wants to do. I would imagine he wants to switch out into presumably probably the Porygon 2 or the Vaporeon, thinking that either of those monsters can beat us, but little does he know we are sub-toxic, as he is going to go ahead and go into Vaporeon as we go ahead and get this sub off. And I was sitting there, I was like, let's get it. We built for this moment. Let's get it, Volcanion. This is my boy, Boiling Point. I am going to go ahead and click Toxic on the Vaporeon this turn. Hopefully we don't miss, fingers crossed, as we do connect that Toxic, and that is a huge Toxic. Vaporeon is a very annoying mon for us to deal with, and unless he has Heal Bell, then this mon is going to be very, not appreciative of that Toxic, and is going to get whittled down very quickly. So he's going to go ahead and click Scald, which I was a little bit confused about. I don't know if he just forgot that we didn't have, or that we had Water Absorb, or what. He probably did, honestly. Honestly, he probably did, because Volcanion's not used too often, so I kind of understand that. But he is going to go ahead and swap out there, which tells me that he probably doesn't have Heal Belt or Roar, which is phenomenal, as he does end up going to the P2. I clicked Fire Blast because I wanted to gauge damage on the Vaporeon and the, I guess, the P2 now. So we are going to go ahead and click Fire Blast here, and he is going to look to be probably more especially defensive. I wouldn't say max especially defensive, probably like 200 calm, 156 calm, somewhere around there, as we are going to miss our Toxic, and that's kind of huge because now we're going to have to eat a hit with Volcanion, which actually sucks. But I'm going to go ahead and go for sub here, assuming that maybe he'll want to switch out into the Vaporeon on the Toxic, try to absorb it, or maybe he'll want to click Recover here. So he is going to end up staying in. I just wanted to click sub just in case, as he is going to go ahead and go for a Tri Attack again and not let us get this sub off. So now I'm forced to click Toxic again, which sucks, because if we would have hit that one Toxic, we could have just kind of stalled this P2 out, or whatever Pokemon. Why did the lag there? That was weird. I could just start out whatever Pokemon he decided to send in. But now our Volcanion's going to have to take a big hit. We are going to connect this Toxic, and thankfully, Volcanion looks so cool how it like lights up like that. That's awesome. And Volcanion has honestly done 3 times as much as it should have this game. It's gotten so much damage off. It's just been a nuisance for him to deal with, as he is going to hit Tri Attack, and we are not going to get paralyzed, burned, confused, whatever it does, freeze, I don't know. I know it can paralyze, that's about it. I know it can paralyze, freeze, or burn, I think. But I am going to go ahead and switch out here because I didn't think that this was a winning battle, and we could just go into Diancie. We got to live in the moment because I think Carpe Diem is how you say that, because if we don't get paralyzed here or anything, we can get a sub up, and then we basically claim a KO, or we can get a sub up, and if he decides to stay in and click Recover, that's a free Calm Mind, and then we might be able to win this game with Diancie. But he does decide to switch, unfortunately, and go into the Mawile, and I was like, okay, if he's no HP Mawile, we've got like an 80% chance to KO this Mon, so I am perfectly fine with this, as we are going to go ahead and Mega there, and we are going to go ahead and go for the sub. I almost didn't Mega, actually, because I don't know if Tri Attack broke our sub with no Calm Mind up if we're in Mega form, but I know guaranteed it doesn't if we're not in Mega form. But I didn't know if we were faster or not, so I didn't want to risk that. So he is going to stay in and go ahead and Mega here. I'm clicking Earth Power. Like I said, if he's no HP, we have a phenomenal chance to kill here. If he is HP, then we have, like, depending on the HP, we have a decent chance to kill. I'm going to go ahead and click Earth Power here, and unfortunately, he's going to live on the slightest bit of HP. I still don't know what his spread was. I'm interested to see what his spread was, because if he was no HP, that was a roll in our favor. That sucks, but can't be too mad here. I figured right here, he is going to break our sub. Crit. Oh no, crit. As he's going to break our sub, and I'm like, okay, he's probably going to click Sucker Punch here, so I'm going to go ahead and click sub one more time, as he is going to go ahead and not click Sucker Punch, but I made sure that we were still out of range of being killed by a Sucker Punch, and Sucker did 22 to 27%, and I knew he was going to click Sucker Punch here. I didn't really see a reason not to, because he didn't know we were somewhat bulky, so I almost subbed again, but sub had a chance to be broken by Sucker Punch, so I didn't think it was worth getting Diancie to this amount of HP for no avail, so I did just go ahead and click Earth Power, especially when he could have just Iron Headed. We could have just lost our Diancie right there. So I also thought about going into Volcanion on the real. I almost went Volcanion there, but he is going to go ahead and send out Onion Knight. Diancie's on like 1% HP, so I'm like, whatever. We're going to find out what kind of Celebi this is. Oh, no, I'm not. I completely lied to you guys. We're going to save Diancie because we need it for the Salamence. What an idiot I am. As we are going to go into Volcanion, because Volcanion does not have that much of a use left. He is going to go for Earth Power, and even if he went for Psychic, he blew our Volcanion back here. So right here, I am actually going to go hard into, I believe, Rotom? No, I go hard into Scolipede because I want to scare him out with a Mega Horn. And if we get a Swords Dance up, we actually have, like, I think it's a 47% chance or 43% chance to win this game if he does go into the Salamence. We kill P2 with the +2 Mega Horn because we know he is specially defensive. We kill the Salamence on a roll with the Rock Slide. We kill everything, basically. So we get the Swords Dance up. He does switch out, which is phenomenal. So now Scolipede is in prime position to win this game. We have to land a Mega Horn. We have to kill or flinch the Salamence, and then we are in the best position possible. And Scolipede might just get a 6-0 here, which is awesome. So we are going to go ahead and go for the Mega Horn, and we connect. That's our boy John Jr. as that Porygon 2 going to straight drop to my favorite Pokemon, which is awesome. Awesome to see my favorite Pokemon get some use here. And now we're at +2/+2, which is awesome. If his Salamence is Moxie, by the way, we just straight win the game. Because if he's Moxie, then he's not Intimidate, and we always KO. But he is going to be an Intimidate, unfortunately, which tells me that maybe he's not a Sweeper set, actually, but which was really weird to me. But we are going to go ahead and go for Rock Slide. We just need a flinch, or we need the roll here, and he lives on like 2 HP, man, which sucks, and he doesn't get flinched. He is going to absolutely blow us back with the Z move, and I'm 99% sure we won the game if we got either flinched there or we killed him, but it is what it is. You can't be too mad. It's a roll. I don't really count that as hacks too much. Like, I knew very well that we didn't have a 100% chance to kill there, so it is what it is, but he's going to go ahead and beat Z Devastating Drake, and he is going to go ahead and blow our Scolipede back. Unfortunately, we had the 6-0 right in our grasp, man, and maybe if I was just Focus Sash there, we could have just won the game, but it is what it is. I thought we needed the Expert Belt, so it is what it is. We're fine, but I'm going to go ahead and go into Diancie here. This is the only mon I have that can revenge kill this thing, and I basically get a quick Moonblast for free, as he is going to give us the Salamence, and oh my gosh, the mon that gave me a migraine for 2 weeks is dead. Let's praise everything, dude. Praise everything. Salamence is dead. Phenomenal. He's going to go ahead and go out into Celebi here, and this is the point where I was like, okay, Mince is dead, now we don't need Diancie, as he is going to be revealed to be Scarf Celebi, which is really, really interesting. He does pick up the KO on our Diancie here, and I actually went hard into Crocodile because I wanted to try to think that, make him think that I had Pursuit, maybe, or I just wanted to knock off his item in general, honestly. So I'm going to go Crocodile. He never kills us with a -2 Leaf Storm. I could have just easily went Metagross and just clicked the button, but I do believe I clicked knockoff here, yeah. As he goes for Leaf Storm, we are only 12 attack on Crocodile, so we aren't ever going to kill this, but he's at -4 now, and Metagross is a free switch in because we do have Shuka. I probably should have just went hard Metagross in all honesty, but I thought knocking off this thing's item would be very, very beneficial, and now he's in range of Bullet Punch on a roll, so I thought that this was probably the best route to go, and we are just going to go ahead and hard switch into Metagross Perfection here because Leaf Storm shouldn't be doing too much, and we can scare him out with a potential Bullet Punch there, as he is going to go ahead and go for another Leaf Storm, and now he's at -6, so if he wants to waste this mon and he wants to pop the Shuka, I'd be fine with that, and that actually does a little bit too much for being at -4. That was kind of scary, but he is at -6 now. I figured he might want to save this mon because we do have Rotom in the back, as I am going to go ahead and go for an Earthquake because I figured he would probably switch into Imbor, and what was his other mon left? Vaporeon. We hit either Pokemon with Earthquake. That was probably our best move to hit either Pokemon. So I am going to go ahead and click EQ there. And he is so defensive on Imbor. We do about 53-ish% there. And he is ridiculously defensive on Imbor. We had a pretty good chance to kill on this roll, but I didn't really want to risk that. So I am going to go hard into Rotom. But good lord. He has to be, he was almost max bold, I think. Like, he was so close. And I'm not entirely sure why. It was very, very weird. Like, when I did that much damage, I was like, what is Metagross that weak? And he still does a ridiculous amount of damage with Flare Blitz on our boy Rotom there. So what I'm going to do here is I think I end up going for Reflect, which was a horrible play on my part. I forgot that he didn't know that we had HP Ice over Hydro, so I should have just went for the Volt Switch. There was no reason not to go Volt Switch, as I am going to go ahead and go for Reflect. It was a bad play, man. Honestly, it was a bad play. Should have just went Volt Switch, and then honestly, I didn't really have a switch into this Vaporeon, honestly, so it is what it is. And here, I had a couple of different plays. I could just Volt Switch here, which is seemingly the play because he is, like, I can't really hit him with anything else, so that's what I'm going to do. But I could have probably just stayed in and clicked a couple of buttons and made the toxic damage rack up, assuming he didn't have Heal Bell, but I was really worried about him having Heal Bell on this set, so excuse me, I do go ahead and Volt Switch hard into Crocodile. Crocodile is not that important here. We can get a knockoff off and force him to kill us with Scald, as he goes for Acid Armor, which was the weirdest thing, because he had to be very scared of my physical threats, but on paper, my physical threats didn't do that phenomenal. I was really, like, aside from Scolipede, so I was really, really confused about this, but he is going to go ahead and, be a +2, excuse me, I choked on my own spit there. He's going to go ahead and be a +2 defense here, and there's no way I kill him with either an EQ or a knockoff, so I figure just knocking off his item, getting some residual damage will be phenomenal, making sure he doesn't get that leftovers recovery as we do that, and he does end up going for the Scald, and Crocodile is not going to live this one, unfortunately. Crocodile is going to go ahead and drop there, and I'm going to go hard into Rotom, because after the toxic damage, it should always kill with a Volt Switch, and if he wants to go into that stupid Onion Fairy, then we get a good switch into Metagross, and BP guarantee kills after the Volt Switch damage, so basically going Rotom has absolutely zero downsides here, as I am going to go ahead and go for that Volt Switch there, and Vaporeon is going to go ahead and drop. So I'm really curious about what his other two moves were. Maybe Wish Protect, maybe Toxic Wish, like, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea, but I am going to go ahead and go into Perfection here, and Metagross honestly kind of wins this game. We killed the Imbor on a roll, which is heavily in our favor, because Metagross is such a good Pokemon, such a good boy, and even if we don't kill here, we kill with the recoil damage, and we don't die to any one hit, and then we bullet punch into the Celebi, because we still have Reflect Up, actually, I do believe, which is phenomenal. So, but we do get the roll. It was a roll in our favor. The Imbor is going to drop there, and he does go into Celebi. You can see we did have Reflect Up there. Celebi does come in, and we are going to be able to eat this up because of our Sugar Berry and click Ice Punch. I could have clicked Bullet Punch to see if I would have killed, see if I got lucky on the roll, but I just wanted to guarantee kill this Mon with the Ice Punch. We are going to eat up that Shook, and I'm pretty sure he was modest after that damage, so I'm pretty sure that our Crocodile would have outsped earlier in the match if I would have just clicked the button, but it is what it is. We are going to go ahead and kill that Celebi there, and that is going to be game. We are going to move on to 2-1. We overcame what I think was probably one of the worst matchups I've ever had, so that really makes me feel really good, especially after like a 2-week break from Mons. I haven't sat down and recorded in so long, actually. I just recorded 3 videos in a row right now, but thank you guys so much for watching. GG to Trog. Make sure to check him out down below. But with all that being said, guys, make sure to answer the question of the day while you are down there. Team builders or no? Let me know if I'm wasting my time doing the team builders, or if there are some of you guys that are interested in what the team is. And if you guys have a good middle ground suggestion, let me know on that too. But with all that being said, we are going to face Storm and his San Diego Sneasels next week. I'm looking forward to that one. I still have to build for it, but I'm looking forward to that one. And with all that being said, guys, this has been John Jr. signing off.